Hey, my name is Frank, and this is what we did last night. So I just got done running around the entire city, filming different things for our senior tribute video, and I wanted to get back here as quickly as I can so I can film this and get this online as fast as I can. But let me encourage you guys something, because I've been talking to a bunch of youth pastors, and I've been feeling it myself, is that if you're having low numbers this time of year, don't be discouraged. Don't take it personal. If you hear things that kids are just skipping out to study, or kids are skipping out because of sports, or kids are going to other youth groups even, listen, don't be discouraged. This is a really weird time of year for student. This time of year is a really weird time of year for student ministry. Kids are busy, they're about to graduate. The momentum that you got back in the fall and then you kind of restarted in January, it's dwindling now, and you're about to enter summer. So if I can encourage you, if you are that guy or that girl that's seeing that you had 20% less, 50% less, and if you're in a smaller youth group, you feel that more, because when you go from 16 to 8 and you only see 8 kids, that can be really frustrating. I've had a night one time where the leaders outnumbered the students, and those are not encouraging nights to go in front of them and to preach a message. But listen, be thankful for the people that you have, stand firm, be strong, and be encouraged that we're all going through something like this. And if you haven't been through something like this, you will go through something like this. Just be strong, get to summer, get your summer programs ready, get ready for camp, which is going to probably be well attended, get ready for your missions trips, get ready for whatever, and then start preparing for the fall. And get ready for build the momentum up for that, because everything turns around, everything's new again in the fall. So please don't be discouraged. I'm praying for you guys. Please pray for me. All right, so this is what we did last night. I renamed the Narrowed playlist to the Youthman playlist because there's so many of you guys who have subscribed to that playlist. It's no longer mine. It's yours now. It belongs to everybody. And so if you're looking for a playlist to play before your service and you have Spotify, especially if you have Spotify Premium, go ahead and follow, go to the links below, and get on and subscribe to that playlist. And I try to add songs often. Hopefully my kids aren't back there changing the songs and adding dumb songs. But in any situation, I'm adding songs to the playlist, and I think it's like 10 hours long. It's a great playlist to play before youth group. It's called the Youthman playlist, so check it out. So for the countdown video, there was a video that I found on the Youthman page, and people were answering my question, what are some great videos you guys are going to show? And it was a song called The Secret Life of a Hamster. And it's by Rhett and Lincoln, where they just take Twitter answers to make up a song on the spot, and they made a song, and it was a good countdown video. It wasn't like the funniest video ever. They weren't rolling or dying, but it was a good video, especially for a countdown video, so check that out. For the first funny video, I found this video, I think it's by Tripp and Tyler, where they, it's like a little cartoon short where they talk about putting trash in the back of an airplane seat pocket, and it is a really goofy video. It's a spoof on the old G.I. Joe, knowing it's half the battle kind of videos, and so it's a really funny video. Check that out. I'm going to probably use this videos, those series of videos for the next upcoming weeks, because it's a good short 1-minute funny clip, and they're clean, and so it's good. So check that out. Tripp and Tyler did a good job on that one. And then for the last part of the video, I got a video from my DYM membership where it was a video about telling kids the secret to getting their friends to church. And so it's a really goofy video. It's 5 points of the ways you can get your friends to come to church, and the first 4 are dumb, but the last one is the right one. It's just simply to ask. And so when that's available to the DYM store, which will be in June, make sure you get that one. It's a good video. Our kids enjoyed it because it was just goofy, and it ended with a good point. Just ask your friends. And I was able to use that to segue into an announcement to encourage the kids to invite their friends to our lock-in, which is next weekend. And so for those of you who know anything about my ministry, I have a lock-in coming up next weekend, and I hate lock-ins, but my goal is to make a lock-in that doesn't suck for the youth pastor. And so I've been scheduling this thing out. I've been making it really simple, and hopefully at the end of it all, I'll be able to tell you guys how I did it, and maybe even put some stuff in the store so you guys can use what I did for my lock-in and apply it to your church. So far, the planning wise, it seems like it's going to be a good deal, but I'm probably going to regret it for a week after the lock-in. For the games, I played off the whole May the 4th be with you thing, and in the Youthman store, there is a May the 4th or Star Wars bundle where it's 3 games in this one package. The first one that we did was this game where we told the kids to get in groups of 3 or more, run around the church, and start vadering. And so you can use the hashtag vadering on Instagram, and you can see tons of pictures of people holding up, people pretending they're using the force, choking them out. And if you Google vadering, you'll see a lot of photos. So it's a really fun thing. We use it on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, you can see kind of the best photos that I used from their photos, and it was a fun time where they were just vadering all around the church. The second game we played was that was in the bundle, was like a mix between like rock, paper, scissors, and I forgot all the characters, but basically it's like Gorilla Man Gun except Star Wars characters, and that was a fun in-between game between the vadering and the last game, which was, is it in the Bible or in Star Wars? So basically, I throw up a name of a city. Is it a city in the Star Wars universe or is it a city in the Bible universe? And they had to guess, and that was a fun game because some of the kids know more about Star Wars than they know about the Bible, and that was a good teaching point. So check that out. It's all in the Youth Ministry store. I believe it's still on sale. Go check it out. It's going to be on the front page of the Youth Ministry, but I'll link it below. We did 3 songs for worship. One Thing Remains by Jesus Culture, More Than Conquerors by Ren Collective, and Give Us Clean Hands by Chris Tomlin. It was a good worship service. I'll be really honest, I was kind of distracted. There were some things going on in the sound booth that I had to work on during the worship, so it kind of sucked because I couldn't worship with the kids, but that's life of the youth pastor, isn't it? You have to work when you want to worship sometimes with the students. So it's one of those nights where everything that could go wrong went wrong, and I was just trying to patch everything up. So going into my message, we started this new series called 3 Things That You Won't Hear at Graduation. So my premise is that over the next several weeks at graduations, we're going to hear a bunch of hoorah speeches that are kind of almost the prosperity gospel in many ways, almost just like this very like make you feel good, rile you up type of stuff, and that a lot of this stuff isn't really even realistic or what the kids actually need to hear. And so what I wanted to do is give them, if I were invited to a graduation service, what would be the 3 things I want every single kid to hear? And so that's what I'm doing over the next 3 weeks. And so this first week, well, before I ever talk about that, I introduced the message by showing some graduation fails, which is, go on YouTube. I'll link the video I used below, except I didn't use the whole video. I only used the first 2 minutes of the video because I'm going to spread this video out over 3 weeks. And this video is just people falling on the graduation day, and it's always funny to see people on graduation day fall, and so it's hilarious. What's a graduation fail? And then I talked about, my premise of my message was, you're probably not going to become the President of the United States. My main point in that entire message was this, is that as much as we are called to plan and prepare, which we all should, we should lay all of our plans before the feet of our Lord to let Him rewrite and change anything He desires. And that ultimately, we don't really have that much control over our life and where we're going to go or who we're going to be when we grow up and when we get older. But God does, and we should be able to plan and do all that stuff, but be able to submit everything to the Lord and let Him rewrite it. So my premise was that even though people on graduation, you can be the next president, astronaut, Mark Zuckerberg, that's highly unlikely. But maybe you're called to be something else, and even though that's not what you plan to be or plan to go to this school or marry this person, that's where the Lord has you. And that's very real in my life because the Lord has brought me from where I wanted to go, which is completely separate from being where I am now. But I'm completely grateful because the Lord plans the steps of those who delight in Him. And I'm so grateful to be where I'm at right now. So it was a good night. Next 2 weeks, we're going to have 2 more kind of Debbie Downers, but hopefully they turn into messages that actually can benefit them. I'm praying for you guys. Pray for me. And until next time, God bless. I'll see you guys next week.